So when Matt first told me about the Storyteller stage, he said that an MD hadn't been here yet, and could we bring the group some medical education on mental health? Guys, I'm not going to do that. What I think is a lot more important for you guys to know is not what doctors like me have to teach from PeaceLove, but what we have to learn. So, this was me in January. I was going through a phase which I look back on now as the sprinting without stretching phase. I was in a really busy time at the hospital, and to fit workouts in, I sort of cut corners. I would run as fast as I could for just a few minutes, and I would lift as heavy weights as I could manage, just a few reps. I would be in and out of the gym in under 30 minutes. So efficient. But this January day, I landed kind of funny on my right foot. And it hurt, but 30 minutes, right? So I just kept going. And by the time I got home, I couldn't really walk. But I'm an ER doctor. We know how to handle this. So I put some ice on it, and I tried to stay off it. And in a few days, I could make it through shifts at the hospital without limping, obviously. But as soon as I tried to run again, within half a block, I had to stop because it hurt so bad. So eventually I made my way to a physical therapist, and he was not impressed with sprinting without stretching. What he told me, I just couldn't believe it. He would just make me go off balance a little bit. And as soon as I had to be not steady on my 2 feet, as soon as I had to catch weights a little bit, unstable, I just fell over. So he explained that there are these stabilizing muscles in the hip and the knee. At this time, he took the opportunity to say, "Gina, don't they teach you anatomy in med school?" Yes, they teach me. So he explained, or I can say reminded me of the stabilizing muscles in your hips and your knees and your ankle. These muscles that get bored if you just do the same repetitive action, one step in front of the other, on a totally uniform surface like a treadmill. And when these stabilizing muscles get bored, they wither away. And when they wither away, if you take even a small misstep, like I did that January day, there's nothing to catch you, and your whole leg gives out. So sprinting without stretching, why do I bring this up? Because I think it betrays a mindset that we doctors are prone to. We want the high-yield tasks, right? The ones that are going to bring us recognition, the ones that are going to be tested, the ones that are going to make us look really smart and impressive in front of our colleagues and our boss and our patients. And it's not just doctors. Professionals from every industry are trained to obsess over the metrics, the measures that can show what a good job you're doing. Sales, clients, books, publications, followers, downloads. You guys know what your boss and your peers are tracking for you guys. And this mindset can spill over into our personal lives. We'll do the sprints, we'll call on Mother's Day, on anniversaries, and we'll skip the stretches. We won't call just to say hi or to check in on someone who needs you unexpectedly. Sprinting without stretching. What about when somebody is chugging along, they're doing a great job, they're hitting all of their targets on the outside, their resume is getting longer, line by line. What's happening internally for them? Are they building those stabilizing muscles? Because if they're not, when they make a slight misstep, the terrain changes even a little bit, they can fall. That is what PeaceLove Studios is about to me. It's sort of like a big middle finger at all of these measurements and all these metrics. PeaceLove is artistic expression for yourself and for nobody else, not linked to any external permission or to impress anybody else. It's saying that reflecting internally and expressing yourself is worth your time. That is what PeaceLove Studios has to teach doctors like me and other people who are a little bit too fixated on results. First, mental health cannot be measured the way we're measuring other types of success. Second, having those external markers of success is no indicator that you don't need to do the work of mental health. Third, that mental health takes time and work. There are no shortcuts. And fourth, that if you make that investment, if you spend that time on your mental health, you're going to be prepared to handle the ups and downs of life in a different way. You're going to have that stability and that resilience. And if you don't, even a small misstep could render you down. I want to take this time to think about all the people in this room who are doing something about this. The creators in the audience who are doing the hard work on the ground to bring this opportunity to communities all around the country, all around the world. And the companies here who are trying to change the culture in their organizations, and by funding this for their employees, they're spending time with their teams, they're making it possible for PeaceLove Studios to do this for communities that otherwise couldn't afford it. Let's give everybody here who's doing that a round of applause. The last thing I want to ask you is what PeaceLove has to teach, not about the body, but about the body politic. What does it mean to sprint without stretching for a society? I think sprinting is when we make alliances with people who look like us, who share the same views as us, clear returns. They go to our church, they are in our workplace, we're going to invite them to our birthday party. I think stretching is when you reach out to someone who looks different from you, who has views that conflict with your own. Maybe it's going to be a little bit uncomfortable to talk to them. And figuring out how you can help them and what they have to teach you. For a long time, our country has felt like we have time to sprint, but not to stretch. We haven't felt the reserve to reach out to someone who's different from us and take the time to hear what they have to say. And as a result, those stabilizing muscles are not in a good place. It's made us feel that an election result is going to bring us to our knees and turn our country into turmoil. So I want to ask you guys how we can do the work of building that resiliency, doing that stretching, so that the next time there's a change in the terrain, as a community, as a country, we can catch ourselves, we can regain our balance, and we can keep running stronger than ever before. Thank you.